Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into the always informative, always entertaining, The Boxing Authorities. Joining me at the desk, as always, Mr. Luther Dupree Jr., Mr. Smoking Jim Frazier, and my name is Claudio Relsano. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, we have the Boxing Authority news, a big card in August by, how you pronounce that, Luth? Rida Promotions from Saudi Arabia. The card's going to be in Los Angeles. We'll start off, Terence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. Your thoughts on that fight? Will it be competitive?
Bud is doing his thing, man. He went over. He's headlining a huge card. This card is loaded with great fights, but he's fighting a guy who shouldn't even be getting this fight. Bud's going to destroy this guy.
Who would you have liked to see him fight? I'm sorry.
I would have liked to see him fight a Jamel Charlo. I would have liked to see him fight a Tszyu. I would have liked to see him fight Fundora. You know, a lot of these guys, even a rematch with Earl Spence, I still would like to see that. I want to see it. I want him to have his chance to get
you want
back.
Spence to get pounded.
Hey, listen, but this fight is going to be competitive. I see Bud taking him out in about 6 rounds. I've seen some highlights of him. Good pop, but he doesn't have anything to offer Bud. Bud will figure him out in the first 2 rounds and then take him out of there in 6.
All right. Smoking?
Well, these guys are circling the globe to find these bums. I mean, come on, man. We never even heard of this guy.
They learning from Canelo?
But I tell you what, if anybody deserves to have an easy fight, it's Terence Crawford.
He's had a bunch of easy fights.
He's been looking for a payday. People have been running and sliding away from him, and he has to stay active. So he's fighting this guy. He's fighting this guy that we can't pronounce his name. So.
Hey, Luther, real quick, who was Keith Thurman supposed to fight?
He was supposed to fight Tszyu.
Tszyu, okay.
And then they moved him and moved Sebastian Fundora.
Right.
Remember, I predicted. I said he ain't got in the ring yet. One time,
yeah.
I said he ain't got in the ring yet.
I'd rather stay
till he gets in the ring.
Tszyu against Vergil Ortiz.
I like this fight. Vergil Ortiz destroyed Delarma 1 round this past weekend, and he's fighting again in August. I mean, he's staying busy. I like it. Tszyu, he had that vicious cut on his head. This is going to be a fire fight. I think Tszyu has a little too much experience for Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz has been having health issues over and over again, and we really didn't get to see much because he stopped the guy in under 2 rounds.
He caught him, yeah.
But I think Tszyu is going to outpoint him. I think it'll be a unanimous decision, but it's going to be back and forth. I like the way Vergil Ortiz fights, but he gets hit a lot. And Tszyu has a great jab. He was winning Fundora until he got that insane cut on his head. I got Tszyu in a 12-round decision, but it's going to be great fight, action-packed, no stopping action. I love this fight for Tszyu, coming right back and fighting Vergil Ortiz. I love it.
That's the key word, coming right back after a fight like that against Fundora and a loss. I think he wants it. He's hungry.
And he lost a lot of blood, lost all his belts.
But he wanted it right. I want to fight right away.
His team might have been better off trying to stop the fight because that blood was dripping right down. He couldn't see that long jab from Sebastian Fundora, but he showed heart.
He didn't take a year and a half off like a lot of these guys do. When
He's
Sugar
coming
Ray
back
lost
before Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah, when exactly. When Sugar Ray, I always mess up his name, Jonathan Rice.
Jonathan Rice, yeah.
He wins a big fight and he disappears.
Disappears.
Vianello, who he beat and cut, comes back with 4 more fights.
Yeah.
When Sugar Ray lost to Duran, I want him in 6 months. Mm-hmm. That's when you know the guy's hungry. So I like it. I like Tszyu in this fight.
Yeah.
Smoking?
Yeah, me too.
Well, Tszyu put all his eggs in the one-time Thurman basket. He trained for him, and then Fundora beat the brakes off of him. If I was Tszyu's people, I would fight a few stumble bums before. I don't know what he's trying to do with Ortiz. That's going to be a tough fight for him. I would fight a couple stumble bums, get back on pace, get back on track. There's no rush to the title. He's a champion in waiting. Just stay away from Fundora. Fundora beat the brakes off you. And
only because of the cut. Before the cut.
This could be a very tough fight mentally for Tszyu after the whooping.
Oh, yeah, it'll be tough, but I don't think he got a whooping. Now, if he would have gotten a beating, then I say, yeah, kind of start slow. But I thought he did pretty good.
Thank goodness for the blood bank.
Yeah,
No, he was
doubt.
winning that fight until that freak elbow caught him in the head and split it all the way down the middle. I think Tim Tszyu wins that fight easily, but the cut.
Did the judges have it the way you
It's the
see
cut. It's the cut, Jim. He couldn't see the blood was running down like a faucet right into his left eye.
Well, that ain't the last elbow. Other people got them too.
Nobody had the 6'8" elbow that
I
split.
love him. But he has no trouble making weight, Fundora.
I don't know how.
Discipline.
For now, eventually that's going to catch up.
Eventually he's going to get thicker.
He got what Rocky Marciano
and eventually
had.
somebody's going to tear up that
He got
that
what
body.
Rocky Marciano had, heart.
Okay. All right.
You got
Well,
to want it.
listen,
Got to want it.
when Mendoza caught him with that overhand right, I didn't see a lot of heart getting up. I saw him looking confused. So we'll see. There's a lot of bones to hit on that guy.
Pitbull Cruz, the WBA super lightweight champ, Jose Valenzuela.
Hey, man, Pitbull is another guy who's active. He also just fought recently. He's coming right back.
You had Raleigh beating him.
I
Raleigh beating
did.
him.
Okay, and
Flip-flop.
what?
Luther admits it.
I admit I'm not you. I don't make excuses.
Boy,
Pitbull Cruz.
you could own IHOP.
Pitbull Cruz showed me something, man. His style is hard to hit. He's in there. He has a great shin, and he keeps the pressure on you. I got him stopping Jose Venezuela, keeping his belt and making his way to try to unify the titles, man. I'd like to see him get it on with Tszyu, even with Haney when Haney comes
with
back.
that same last name.
Fernando.
Fernando
for the Dodgers.
But Pitbull, I got him stopping this guy, Jose, in 8.
Jim, what I'm liking about Tszyu and about Pitbull, they're not waiting.
You had Raleigh beating Pitbull
Jim,
too.
okay.
I'm glad you guys are coming
I did.
over
Jim.
to
I
this
did.
side of the table.
But I do like the fact that Tszyu and Cruz are fighting again. They're not waiting
Good point.
for 16 months and getting rusty.
Right.
Let's go.
And
Let's
here's
fight
the
again.
thing. Pitbull was coming up from 135. I didn't know that he would, look that great at 140.
Yeah.
Is that
sharp.
another excuse?
Well, he wasn't
It's a fact.
lethargic. No.
It's a fact.
I didn't
Some
know.
guys
Well,
move
that's
up,
a lot of-
like Tank said, he didn't like fighting at 140. That's why he went back down to 135. He said he didn't like the way he felt
Tank
up
who?
there.
Williams or
Williams.
Was you a pen pal of his when he's in jail? When did he say that?
Oh, man. He said it plenty of times. That's why he went back down to 135.
Your thought on Cruz Valenzuela?
Well, first of all, let me just say this. Cruz beat Tank, back Tank up, beat
No, he
Tank.
didn't.
And
Jim, stop.
Tank is calling out everybody.
'Cause
but
he's
the
at
Pitbull-
140.
Yeah, Pitbull moved to Tank.
He ran away from
backwards. And I love both fighters.
No, you
Listen,
don't.
I
You
don't
hate
see
Tank. You hate Tank.
anybody. It's going to be a special fighter to beat Cruz because you're going to have to. He's not the busiest fighter, so you can outpoint him. If you got a special fighter that's active, like a young Sugar Ray Leonard,
A boxer.
or a Ryan Garcia with his head on straight,
Shakur,
you
Devin
can
Haney.
beat.
Styles
All
make
those
fights.
styles make fights.
Styles make fights.
Shakur, Devin Haney, all those guys.
Well, I'm
have
just
success
saying. I'm
against
just
him.
saying. Devin Haney could never beat him.
Oh,
Maybe Shakur. I don't know. He seems to be going downhill with his fiance. But
what?
I'm just saying, Pitbull's a special guy. But you can, if you're willing to work and you got the talent, you got
you're
blessed
able-
with
if-
hand
if
speed,
you're a
you
boxer.
can outpoint him. But I don't think
Tank can beat him with one
I don't
hand
think this guy-
boxing because he didn't have the left.
You say Jose's called Tank now?
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Jose has those credentials.
So
I'm
what
going
would
with
you?
the Pitbull.
Unanimous
I'm going with the
decision or
Pitbull.
what?
It could be a knockout or a decision.
Anyway, let me ask you. Let me go off script here for a second. Devin Haney losing to Garcia. Do you think his next fight? That's when you can tell who the guy is in football. Find out what kind of team, baseball, whatever, boxing especially. Will he come back better after that fight, or maybe a little gunshot?
No, I think he'll come back better, and he's going to fight his style. He's not going to be trying to go in there and be a brawler and all that. I think he's going to be on that back foot, sticking and moving, because you got to protect that jaw, and he did a horrible job protecting his jaw. All those knockouts, his guard was completely down.
And he had that long.
That long, right?
Yeah.
So
Who's that?
Devin
Garcia.
Haney. So
Garcia.
I think he has to, get back in the lab, maybe bring somebody in to help him with his training because he's making a lot of mistakes. And Ryan Garcia had the speed and power to capitalize on it, unlike a lot of the other opponents that he fought.
And real quick, this is just off the cuff. Well, let me ask you this before I ask you.
I
the
know
other
Louis Farrakhan took his Quran
Oh,
back.
Jim, come on, man. There you go.
question. Do you think Haney's going to be better or maybe a little gun shy the next fight?
Well, Haney, again, I've never been impressed. I always thought he was a very average fighter, very overrated fighter. I think that you and I always talked about managing fighters. Lou, you don't have the patience for that. And if I managed Haney, he would still be the number one guy out there because I would put him in. He's the modern day Floyd Patterson. He can't handle talented fighters with speed. I would put him in with these guys, these
140
white
is full of
fighters.
talent.
Like
So there's no white fighters with
these
speed.
Josh Taylor and all
Jim,
these
come
guys
on,
like
with
that,
Jim
who's
on
very
his
average
racist
fighters
stuff. Come on, man.
who are very high in the rankings. I'd continue to beat those guys up.
Jim,
I would stay
140 is
away.
loaded with
I would
speed
stay
power
away.
guys.
Well, he
What are you
keeps
talking
running,
about?
He keeps running away from the Tank and these other
Tank
guys.
is at 135, Jim.
Well,
All
he
right,
was
so
at
this is stop.
135 at one time for a long
Yes, and he
time.
outgrew it. He wanted to fight
Yeah,
Tank.
he was
And
running
Floyd
in.
Mayweather was blocking it. That's why him and
I
Bill Haney
believe
got into
Claudio
it.
asked my opinion,
And,
I
you,
gave
and
my
I gave you
opinion.
the correct one because you're spreading a whole lot of garbage like you always
Fred
do.
Sanford said, when I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Do you think that, let me ask you the question that Claudio asked. Do you think he lost some of his cachet?
Of course,
Haney?
when you take a
Okay,
loss,
thank you.
but you
Thank
can come back
agree.
better.
You agree.
Well,
Listen,
that-
what makes a champ is not the fact that you lost,
Right.
but how you come back.
And
from
let me
it.
ask you
We
this,
love
Sugar Ray
Muhammad
Leonard, who
Ali.
you
He
never have
loses
anything
and
good to
comes
say.
back.
He looked
Sugar
like
Ray
Martin.
Leonard
He looked
loses
like
and
Martin
comes
Lawrence
back.
against Tommy
Hearns.
Hearns.
Wait, now you always rip on Sugar Ray.
I love Sugar Ray.
You always rip on him every
He's
show.
phony. He's phony.
Oh,
When he lost to Duran, and to
That's what they
Luther's
say
point,
about
he
you,
fought the
Jim.
wrong fight, like Haney
Duran would
did.
have beat him every time.
No, he didn't. But
Why
when-
didn't he fight him again?
6 months. He fought him in 6 months later.
Why didn't he fight him after that for the rubber match?
He did, and then Sugar Ray beat him.
No,
was
he
three-
fought him 9 years
Whatever.
down the
Matter,
road.
they fought three
And
times.
if anything, Sugar Ray's
Okay.
bill would decline because he was a speed guy and Duran had the punch. Duran was 50 and he was still fighting. Okay, Sugar Ray came back with a vengeance.
Yes.
What do you think? And that's
No
when you know, like
boss.
he said, after Ali lost to Frazier, after he had a tough fight with Norton, he came back and he
Yeah,
won.
you come back,
And Lennox
you come back.
Lewis.
There'll never be
Lennox
another
Lewis
Sugar
got
Ray or
stuck.
Muhammad Ali.
Lennox Lewis got stuck twice, and he came,
Came
back
back and destroyed
those guys.
Well, there's.
Do you think Haney will do that?
I'm not going to give him a pass for getting knocked out. Rocky Marciano
pass.
and Ali never got knocked out. So.
Okay, but I'm just
Who?
saying.
Wait, who'd you say got knocked out? Who you talking
Lennox
about?
Lewis got knocked out. I'm
Okay, he
not
got
giving him a
caught.
pass.
He got caught.
It's
No, well,
heavyweight
how many
boxing.
times Rocky get caught? How many times Ali get caught?
Chill.
But my thing is, I think Haney will come back because I said his maturity. Yes, physically he's great, but I think he's mature, and I think he's going to want it, and I think
He's
he's
going
going
to
to
change
come
his
back
style a
better.
little
Now let me
bit.
ask you this.
Not
let me ask you
listen
this
to
about
Smoking
Garcia.
Jim's talking about his style's boring.
I
Well,
think
Haney's an
Garcia.
idiot, and so is his dad. But go ahead.
I think
never
Garcia's
met
fight,
either one of them.
his next fight. I think Garcia's next fight. I'm not going to automatically give him the win because I think this is just a hunch. I think he may lose focus.
Oh, well, he's always unfocused. He
And he
fights
might get caught.
He fights unfocused. He's just an unfocused
he
dude.
can chug some beer though.
But do you agree with that? And what if I say that 6 million times? You guys are tired of hearing it. When Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson or David Tua, I said he's going to have to be not only physically tired at the end of the fight, but mentally. Because at any time, especially with two big bangers like Tyson and Tua, you're going to get caught and it's going to be over. And he did a great job. Can Garcia just let that guard down for a couple seconds?
Of
he'll get
course.
caught?
Listen,
Do you think
Garcia,
it'll happen?
Unlike you two, Garcia is very talented, but he doesn't have it up here. Even in that fight,
Wait
he
a minute,
made-
we don't have. He said,
No,
like you said.
Garcia is very talented, but he doesn't have it up here. He doesn't have it up
And
here.
he got a
Jim-
yellow
Jim,
streak down the middle of his back.
But here's the thing with him. He made a lot of mistakes against Haney, but Haney wasn't able to capitalize on it.
'Cause
These
he's
other
average.
guys, when you move up to welterweight, they're going to capitalize on it and drop you. You can't be turning your back.
Why is he
head
welterweight?
down,
Why is
hands
he
down.
welterweight? Why you say welterweight?
He said he's too big to make 140.
Okay.
That's,
He didn't
he
say
said
it.
it. Ryan Garcia said, I can't make 140.
You can see he's got the
why,
frame.
That's why he didn't even try to make it.
Okay.
He's
He
got the
looked like he
frame.
came in there 175 out there. He was
You're saying
very
about
big.
Garcia. Do you agree with me that he may lack focus because he's
We all know that, Claudio. He has no focus.
Well,
you can
number
look at
one, he got all the talent in the world.
Yeah,
Anytime
no
I
doubt.
compare you to Sugar Ray Leonard, you know
Jim, that's
you're
insane.
talented, but he also got a yellow streak down the middle of his back. So there's nothing about Ryan Garcia that would surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if
Yeah,
he
that's a good
came in
point.
looking great. He wouldn't come in.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he stayed on
Way to
his
play
knee
the- way
until
to
he
pl-
heard a
way to
clear
play the
tin.
fence, Jim.
Until he heard a clear
see,
tin.
see, I see what you do. You play both sides of the fence. See,
Did
I
I
told
say
you.
that? I
it
told you
is.
he's yellow.
You
I
are.
told you
Just
he's yellow.
like it's going to be a knockout, TKO, or a decision.
another fight on that card is David Morrell versus Radovue Collegiates, a light heavyweight fight. And you know what? When I saw that, I got sad. I said,
Sad.
I did. I wanted to see David Morrell be the super middleweight champ of the world, clean it up. I
Well,
wanted to see him fight Benavidez. Both Benavidez and him have left that division. I don't know if they're going to go back down.
Nobody knows Morrell. Nobody
Okay,
knows.
he only had like 11 fights.
Yeah, nobody knows
You
who
know,
he is.
but he's trying to
how
make it.
come-
Canelo's holding these belts hostage.
Right. How come Canelo didn't fight him?
Why? Where's the money?
Oh, but I think he'd make more money against Morrell than against Munguia.
Oh, Canelo got a contract for $330 million.
Okay.
Morrell don't deserve to fight. What, 10 fights you fighting one of the best?
I'm
of
okay
all
with you
time?
saying that.
Yeah, he don't deserve
I'm okay
it.
with saying
Neither
that.
does
But
David
Vasily was
Finney.
fighting for a championship his second
Who?
fight. Vasily Lomachenko.
What that got to do with the
No,
question
what I'm
he
saying,
asked me?
I'm just saying you can't say because
What
he
does
only
that
has
have
10
to do with
you
the
said because he
question
only
he
has
asked
10
me?
fights.
I
Doesn't
said-
matter how many
we
fights you
talking about-
had.
Did he in the second fight? Did he fight Canelo? No, because he didn't deserve it. You're talking
fought
about
a
one of the top.
champion
You're
and
talking
lost.
about, in my
But doesn't
opinion,
this hurt the division with two big names like Morrell? And I know he's only fought 10 fights, and I said that as much. But Morrell and Benavidez moving to light heavyweight, I don't know if they're going to go back down.
Good.
So Canelo
But then fight Canelo on light heavy. But then he won't fight him on light heavy.
Listen, if you lose the championship, there's nothing
Jim,
bigger.
listen,
there's
people lose-
nothing bigger on earth than a world championship belt, and you lose it twice outside the ring. You don't deserve it. I would never fight.
And once,
I would never fight.
it was during the pandemic, the gyms weren't open, and he was a few pounds
But
over.
other people make weight.
Other
You're
people
giving
miss weight as
excuses.
well.
You can run
That's a
You're giving
outside.
fact.
You can run
excuses.
outside.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
giving
listen,
excuses.
and I think that scale was wrong. You know,
Which
I think the
scale?
the
Which
one that
scale?
weighed Benavidez.
Oh,
That scale was Canelo's people changed the scale and added a few pounds.
Okay.
But as
obviously
soon
we have-
as he left, Canelo went down and snuck and grabbed it.
Oh.
But wouldn't fight the guy who had it.
Well, was
Come
it
on,
Can we
that's,
agree
that's
that-
what a champion does, right? If you take a guy's belt, he
No,
lost on the
champion.
scale. I'm took the belt
Champion
and I'm
fights
improving.
23 former
Oh,
world
Jim,
champions.
not
That's what a
picking and
champion
choosing.
does.
I think we'll
Other
agree.
than
Fight the
Sugar,
best of your
other
division.
than Sugar Ray Robinson, I wouldn't put nobody here to Canelo.
And that's
I
why you're
think
and
we
I'm
agree.
seeing
wrong.
I'm seeing on some lists he's not even pound for pound.
He's
but-
not.
I see
Get ready
we'll
to
agree
eat
with
that
Morrell winning this next fight.
Well, first of all, what does this other guy have against Cubans? I mean, why is he? I mean, I don't even know.
I never
I
heard
don't
it.
even know the name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And finally, on the heavyweight in this card, Andy Ruiz, who
that's gonna be a good
another
fight.
one, he should fight Keith Thurman.
We don't know.
What the hell? Against Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
Wow.
And I give
It's-
Miller credit.
Yeah.
He fought in December. And well, August, that's damn near a year. but-
and got stopped by Daniel Dubois.
Oh, these are in Saudi Arabia.
No, it's going to be in L.A. It's a Saudi Arabian promotional company, but they're going to fight in Los
Oh, they
Angeles.
moving. They moving.
They're
They
moving
taking
in.
over. Taking over. Listen,
Luke,
they're
your
putting
thoughts
together a
on this?
lot of great big fights, not only in Saudi, but here as well. Andy Ruiz, man, it's been
Who's
so
putting them
long.
on? Who's putting them on?
Missed the excellency. Listen, Andy Ruiz has been off so long, I don't know. He might have
years?
another tattoo on his rear end now. Who knows?
2 years?
It seems like it. And Big Baby Miller didn't look good against Daniel Dubois. This is hard to call, but
I
I'm
thought he
thinking.
looked good. I
I'm-
thought he looked good for
There was
No,
some
he didn't.
moments.
No,
There
no,
was
no,
some
no,
moments.
Big Baby looked horrible. He looked horrible to me. He looked
horrible.
He wasn't in shape. He was fat and overweight again.
For his
You know.
size, he did good.
No, he didn't. He got stopped. If you consider that good.
Who would you bet on?
He got stopped.
He got Daniel Dubois stopped, and the referee stopped it.
Let
like
me
the
help you with
11th
this
round.
real quick. Ruiz hasn't fought in a while. Big Baby fought.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Big Baby
Okay.
just because I haven't seen Andy Ruiz. He might have been eating.
the hell
He
did he
might
fight? I'm losing my
have came
mind.
in like he fought against.
Who beat him?
Who? Daniel Dubois.
David Boy. Okay, now when you lose sometimes, I forgot. I'm getting like you. When you lose a fight like that, and I don't think he did horrible, I think you elevated yourself a little bit. Ruiz hasn't done anything.
I think just the activity level,
Yeah.
he should win this fight. Andy
Okay,
Ruiz,
so you got
we don't
Morrell?
know.
I'm
Remember,
sorry.
Remember he
Miller.
won the heavyweight championship and went on a partying spree and then went in there 400 pounds against AJ.
I
and
think
got
he's
dominated.
overrated, Andy Ruiz.
So I think I'm gonna go with Big Baby.
I am
this time.
too. Jim?
You know I love me some Big Baby, but other than Muhammad Ali, I've never seen hand speed on a
Oh,
heavyweight
my
like
gosh.
Andy Ruiz. This
Like
guy's
Andy Ruiz?
This guy's hand
What
speed.
is
He got some of the most underrated hand speed and combinations you ever wanted to see.
His
And I
hands are
think,
quicker than Buster, than Larry Holmes.
Let me see if I can repeat myself. Other than Muhammad Ali, I've never seen hand speed
You haven't
on
seen
a
a lot of hand
heavyweight
speed
like
these days, I
Andy
guess.
Ruiz, and I think that's going to be the difference in this fight. Pay attention to the hand speed on this fight. That's going to be the
I
difference.
just haven't seen him enough. I can't pick a guy who's been
Have you seen the hand
semi-retired.
speed? When you seen it, did
2
you see
years
the hand-
ago.
Did you see
You
the
know how
hand
much
speed?
could go in 2 years?
So you
A whole
agree with
lot.
me
He had
about
good
the
hand
hand
speed,
speed?
I
but no,
don't-
he's not. He's nowhere
just
near
don't see it.
Muhammad.
I
He's
just
nowhere near Tyson. He's nowhere near these guys.
Well, do I have to,
that can throw
do I
punches
have
and
to
buttons.
repeat myself? I know you guys don't like Mexicans, so.
Jim, please. I
Willie-
like guys who fight. This guy's
Okay.
in fight. I thought he was retired, Claudia.
I know. He didn't
just
fight.
They
He just
sent a
shows
big
up.
check. He said, "Oh, I'm fighting. I'm back again."
But like Luther said, when you don't fight for 2 years, okay, or whatever it's been, he has tendency to what? Gain some weight. And then, so you know he isn't trained. So he's going to train now for this fight in August. Like Cooney said, you want to peak. Does he know when to peak? I think he's going to have problems. I think Big Baby's going to get him. Okay, when we come back, two other pretty interesting fights we're going to talk about. Then, at least me and Luther are going to do the pound for pound. Somebody else didn't do his homework. So come on back
As usual.
to the boxing authorities. Welcome back to the. You talking about slow?
Jill throws the slow.
Damn.
You don't know nothing about
Woo.
speed.
Okay, welcome back to the boxing authorities. Okay, Deontay Wilder he's moving up. You know, Jim, I don't know if it was this show or the last show, talked about. It was this fight against this show with Tszyu. You said fighting some different guys on a lower level. Deontay Wilder is fighting Zhang. I give Wilder credit for not fighting a lower level, and I give Zhang credit. I give him credit. He fights nothing but names anymore. Your thoughts?
Man,
And who do you like?
Oh man, I don't like this fight for Deontay Wilder. He has not looked good since he's been with Malik Scott. He's on the back foot, looks very awkward. He's not active, and he's not aggressive anymore.
See, I'm not going to blame Malik Scott for everything.
Well, I mean,
You're blaming him for everything.
well, he changed his whole style.
I know who he's going to blame.
He's changed his whole
But-
style. I don't like teaching this guy. He's
You
close
wanted him to
40.
move. You wanted him to change his style.
I didn't want him to become Adrian Broner. And that's who he's fighting like. He's gun shy, he's moving on the back foot. And Zhang is a guy that can throw that wood. He's the only guy. He has 2 losses. In his 2 losses, he's dropped the guys 4 times.
I know.
He can't win a decision. He can't win. He could drop a guy 4 times, but if the guy's standing
Maybe if
up,
you had
he's
Malik
gonna
Scott,
lose.
he'd win a decision.
But the way Deontay Wilder looked against Joseph Parker.
He's on the way down, definitely.
And Zhang, I thought he beat Joseph Parker. It was very close.
Who, Wilder?
No, Zhang.
Oh,
Parker,
yeah.
Zhang Parker.
I like what you said.
Now, are
He
you
got
guys
knocked down 4
changing-
times.
Are you guys changing from what you said a few months ago that Wilder and Fury
I said
separated themselves?
I said
Luther
that.
said
I
it too.
agreed too.
Okay.
So are you starting to move
I think-
Wilder
Yeah,
out of the
Wilder's-
top 10
yes,
like,
yes.
like
Wilder
I've
has
done?
not looked good.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you knocked
that-
it. You removed him
never
while he
liked
was
it.
winning. I had to wait till he got
Right, he's
dominated.
He's an older guy now. This is 2 of the oldest
He's
heavyweights in
a di-
heavyweight boxing.
He's in a different era.
Yeah,
That's
but
the problem.
Zhang is not as old as Wilder because he hasn't had the battle.
Zhang is older than
No doubt.
his box record says.
No doubt.
I could say
but
that.
I'm saying, but Arturo Gatti was older than his age because of the wars he was in. Evander Holyfield was older than his age because of
Good
the wars.
point.
And
Good
Deontay
point.
Wilder, I said, George Allen used to say, with every loss, you die. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, a guy like Wilder who fought, who took a beating against Fury.
Yes, he
that
did.
takes a hell of
With
a lot
loaded
out of
gloves.
And Zhang wasn't chasing fast women like Wilder.
Oh, Jim,
That
come on, man.
makes
We're
a
not going to do that,
That makes
Jim.
a difference.
Man, don't talk
That
about
makes
no,
a
Jim.
difference.
We're not. You
He
don't know about his
He
life.
got a clear head.
You don't know about his life. You know? Anyway, I don't like
Jim
this
listens
fight
to
for
my
Wilder. And
Is it the style you don't like,
I
or
don't like
just
the
the time
style.
of it?
I don't like the style. I don't like the style. You're trying to teach an old dog these new tricks, and it's not
Would
working.
you just say, hey, go in there and try to club this guy?
He
get
just
him out?
needed to clean up his defense. To
But he was never
working.
defensive.
But that's what he need to work on, not
But
trying
if
to
you
get
don't
on the
have
back
it,
foot.
but if you don't have it, Luke,
You can learn to keep up your guard a little better when you throw certain punches. You can learn to move your
You
hips
just
up.
said though you
But-
can't teach
but
an old dog new tricks. And what
those
did I
tricks
say?
you could teach, but trying to teach a guy who's just been a brawler to become a Sugar Ray
doubt.
Leonard type, that's not
I
going to work.
said, if you remember, when everybody was saying they're going to change Wilder's approach, and when he was fighting shadow boxing, I said, when you're in trouble, you're going to go back to the old style.
He
And
didn't,
I
go,
think
he didn't go back to his old style against Joseph Parker. He was on his back foot the whole 12
he
rounds.
looked like after the fight, like LeBron. They've been showing a lot of videos of when Kobe won. He was
right,
pissed.
we're
He
not-
was pissed. LeBron lost, and what did he say?
LeBron
It's
is
just
40 years
basketball.
old.
Doesn't
He's
matter.
up. What are you
Doesn't
talking
matter.
about?
Doesn't
He
matter.
you didn't see the reaction when the
And
guy
he
wouldn't
jumped
call
up and
timeout.
down.
He has
I know.
reaction.
I know.
I don't
I
give you
know.
that Kobe.
But you understand my
that minute.
comparison.
No, I don't. Not at
You
all.
do.
Yes.
Wilder at the end of the fight, and you said it yourself, Luke.
But don't compare that to
Okay.
LeBron. Yes, Wilder didn't seem like he was that upset. He seemed like he was just enjoying life. I knew he was in trouble when sometimes you see guys training, all you saw was Wilder shopping. He was walking around with bags in two hands. His wife,
his
Malik
way, though.
Squad,
Oh, don't bring her.
they had bags. I said,
Let
oh,
him
man.
do that.
So I don't know. I've never gone against Wilder. I think I'm going to have to go with Zhang. I think Zhang's going to get him because I'm not sure what Wilder's doing with the style.
You made a great
I'm
point.
not sure if he wants it.
That's
anymore.
what I'm saying.
I mean, are you fighting for the title?
Zhang
again,
does.
Or what?
Zhang does. He
Zhang
don't give a
knows
damn.
if he doesn't knock you out, he's going to lose. So he's going for it.
Zhang,
But
right.
now, if Wilder can get him past 7 or 8, that old man runs out of gas bad. So that's the
You
thing.
think it'll go 7 or 8?
I'm hoping it does, and I think Wilder can get it, but I'm not sure. Zhang has a lot of energy and a lot of power the first 6 rounds.
Then he
then
goes
after
on.
that 40-year-old energy is gone.
What the hell? And
he
he ain't
goes.
40.
Yeah, he's not 40. He's way older than that.
Why do you think? You think Wilder just doesn't want it anymore? And who do you like in this fight?
Don't ask him
No, I
that
think
question.
Wilder's better than he's ever been before.
Oh, my God.
He's
All right,
fighting in a
Jim.
different era right now.
It's the same era. You make it sound like he's
Jim,
retired.
you know
George
how-
Foreman. Look, wait. George Foreman fought in the 70s, and then he fought in the 90s. That is a different era.
Exactly.
Zhang and
Rocky
Wilder fighting the same.
Marciano and Floyd Patterson fought in 2 different eras. 2 different eras. And
Teetering.
It can bump up against each other.
But
it's-
Zhang, but when Rocky
Jim.
retired in 56. What the hell? He fought in 56.
Jim, just stop talking these eras, man.
But that has nothing to do with
Two
it.
different eras.
Well,
You're
Was
using
that
the
two
wrong-
Was
But that's
Rocky
the
and
wrong-
Floyd Patterson in 2 different eras? Just like Wilder's in a different era
No,
right
because
now.
This is the same era.
It's the
Jim.
same era.
It's the same
They're
era.
fighting
Jim,
the same
let's
fighter.
answer the
Well,
question,
let
man.
me-
You
let me-
Oh,
you
let me
don't
ask you
know
a
the
question.
definition
If
of an
Wilder
era.
fought Joe Joseph, would you say it's a different era?
He fought Joseph, didn't he?
No,
Fought
if
Joe
he
Parker?
did. I'm talking about Deontay Wilder. If he fought Joseph, would you say, I'm not Joseph Parker, what the hell? Joe Joyce. I'm
Joe
sorry.
Joyce.
I'm sorry. Okay, he fought Parker, but it's the same
same
group.
era.
It's the same group, same
Well,
era.
There was some overlap between Floyd Patterson and Rocky Marciano.
This is the
people,
same era,
but
and
we're
really-
talking about the best fighters in the top 10.
Jim, this is the same era, man. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the same exact era.
We'll put it this way. I said before, if Wilder will never win another heavyweight
You did.
championship, but he can win a Bridgerweight championship.
Well,
Listen,
he's not gonna do that.
Well, I don't
Why?
know
Why
why.
would he go down
Either you
there?
want to be a
Why
champ
should
or
he?
you
Why
don't.
should he?
Don't.
The
He's
money's
chasing-
not there.
Okay,
We heard the WBC president say it was
you
gonna
know what's
happen.
there? the losses and the knockout. He's getting knocked out here.
It would be a come down.
He's getting knocked
It
out.
would be a come down.
If
If Canelo went to Bridger, okay. But if Wilder
Either you
came
want to be
down,
either you
Nah,
want to be
it's a
champ
come
or
down.
This is
not.
prize
You don't
fighting.
have to
The
stay
money's
there.
in the heavyweight division. He's not going
let me
to
ask you a
Bridgerweight,
question.
Jim.
Let me
Stop.
ask you a
he
question.
wouldn't
Let
win
me
the
ask you a
Bridgerweight
question.
now.
Let me ask you a
He
question.
destroyed the Bridgerweight.
Bruno Sammartino, where you love wrestling, he
Yes.
was the heavyweight champ, right?
Yes.
The heavyweight champ. When he fought Honky Tonk Man for the
Honky Tonk
Intercontinental, and obviously he didn't win. And wouldn't that have been, oh, damn, Bruno won the Intercontinental? Bruno didn't win the Intercontinental. You see what I'm trying to say? Does that comparison make sense?
This guy ain't Bruno? This was the most overrated.
Oh, Jim, we're not
fighter.
gonna
In
slander-
his day,
And
he was the knockout guy.
Who?
Deontay Wilder.
In a weak
10
era.
title- he tied-
In a weak-
You're the
he
one
took
who
him
said
forward.
this is the greatest division of all
This
time.
right now is the greatest era.
Oh,
when he
he
took
was
Floyd-
Tyson Fury-
was Tyson Fury in his era?
Would you say Floyd Patterson
man,
was
you're
going to
wrong,
go down?
Jim.
There was people who thought Floyd Patterson could beat Rocky Marciano
Yeah.
until Sonny Liston, till President Kennedy made him fight Sonny
Oh,
Liston.
gosh.
Listen,
There you go.
That's wrong.
Listen,
He didn't want Patterson to
listen,
fight him. You
listen.
understand what I'm trying to say? It would be a come down for Bruno to win Intercontinental,
Right.
and it's a come down
But
for Wilder
Bruno
to fight
was the
Bridges.
greatest
Exactly.
wrestler
And
of
it's the
all
money.
time.
It's the money.
Bruno was
And
the
it's the
greatest
title,
wrestler of all
Luther.
time.
Luther, isn't it the title?
Yeah.
The Bridges for Deontay Wilder?
Deontay Wilder got a statue about as big as AII.
Stop, Jim. All Philadelphia,
That's pretty good.
all
That was pretty
Philadelphia
good.
statues
That
are the
was
same
pretty good,
size.
Jim. But that's neither here nor there.
You can't count what he hates Wilder, so you can't count anything Smoker Jim says about Wilder.
The truth is the truth.
No, you've hated him for a long time. You're talking about a guy who tied Muhammad Ali's records, 10 title defenses at heavyweight.
Floyd
We may
Patterson.
never see that
So
again.
did
Do
Floyd
you
Patterson.
like, because what do they say? The last thing that goes is what?
Power.
Punch. Do you like Zhang's chin?
Nobody's dropped him. Nobody's hurt him. I mean, he's like I got a granite chin. But we'll
But
find out
like
if
you
it-
said, though, if he can carry him. See, I don't know. This is a tough fight
It is, because we don't know how.
I think
much
both of them are
Wilder-
going to go right at it from the get-go.
And I don't know if that's going to be good.
Or you think it's
for
going to be tactical? What do you think?
I think Wilder might be on that back foot for a minute.
Oh, I wouldn't
trying
play
that.
games.
Wilder's been fighting for 20 years and yet to learn how to fight a softball. I mean, he's still raw. Wilder is
Yeah.
still raw. He
What I would
never
do-
learned his trade.
What I would do is don't play. Go in there and bum rush him.
Right. I want
You
the
talking
old
about for
Wilder.
Zhang?
Eat both of them.
I want the old Wilder.
Because
to come
here's
back.
why. Wilder can catch you and you're done. Okay? Zhang can catch you.
Wilder
and you might-
telegraphs
get
his
up.
punches. No great
right, Luther.
fighter in this
Wait.
era is going to get caught with Wilder's punch. They see it coming.
Jim,
He
just
fights them
stop.
bombs
Forget
in
the
his
era
era.
stuff.
Jim.
Luther makes a great. He just said a good thing.
What did he
I
say?
said Wilder hits you, you're done. But he said Zhang hits you, you get up. I like that. That's a great point.
We
So,
see guys get up. I
but
mean,
once
he
you
stuns
get up
you,
though, he's got to keep on
Unless
you.
you're Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce goes to sleep.
Yeah, he goes. But no, that's a great point. But if I'm Wilder's group, I say, hey, you're not a young man anymore. We don't know how many rounds you can go.
And he-
you have been clipped
And he
before.
he has the speed over Zhang. Zhang is
Right,
powerful,
right.
but he's
the
very
last
slow
fight,
and
I was
deliberate.
shocked.
And you
Joseph
can see
Parker.
every punch coming from Wilder.
Well, I don't know about
the
that.
ring
Wilder-
announcer,
Wilder-
even
who's
announcer.
gonna- who's gonna
Here
win?
comes a right.
I don't know about
Here
that,
comes
Luther.
a left.
Who's gonna have the ring? You out like
Luther.
he's slow,
Luther.
Jim.
No,
Luther.
he telegraphs his
No,
punches.
Luther, I
'cause
don't
he's
think
wild.
he does that much. I mean, yeah, once he has you in the corner.
When he does
Luther,
that wind up
right.
stuff, yeah, but when
No,
he was
no.
just doing a 1-2,
Right,
No, he don't have
exactly.
that. He don't have that.
When he
don't
has
have
you in the
that.
corner, then, I mean, when he has you in trouble,
But
then he goes
as
wild.
Luis Ortiz, he blinded
Right.
with that left and came with that
Exactly.
right, even on
No.
Other
on
than
slow
that
motion.
white guy that was his sparring partner that had a glass chin.
Wallin.
Wilder ain't knocked nobody out. No,
What are you
not
talking about?
Wallin.
Robert Helenius?
Oh, Hellenius.
Yeah.
Hellenius.
Yeah.
Well, but
Wallin
Zhang
would
ain't
beat
Hellenius.
Wilder. Wallin would beat Wilder.
Okay,
No, he
you're
wouldn't.
Wilder's team. What do you tell him?
Try to get him out of there quick. Jump
Thank you.
on him quick.
Okay.
Because this guy, boom.
What do you tell him?
I would tell him to make sure he get his money and go back to the States fast
If
as
I'm
he can. 'Cause
Wilder's people-
he getting a payday over
If
here.
I'm Wilder's people, don't play. Be the knockout guy you are. Bum rush him like Tyson against Spinks. Go after him. Get
He's
it the hell
not
out.
knocked nobody out in this era.
Jim, stop. All right,
He's
Jim.
not letting nobody out this here.
One
All right,
thing,
Jim,
one thing,
we're done
one
talking
thing.
this era stuff with you, man.
Tommy Morrison.
That's CTE.
I used
I
to
love me
bother
some
me,
Tommy
but
Morrison.
it used to bother me whenever they would say the game plan. Well, we're going to
And he
take
had no
Ruiz and
stamina. He had no stamina and a shaky jaw. Get in there and try
But you
to
had a
go.
punch.
Right. He
Get
had to
in
jump
there.
on somebody. Boom.
So, but if Luther knows it, and I know it, and you know it, but his team, okay, we got to. It's just like in baseball. An unnamed manager said they were going to take the pitch count deep, and then go into the bullpen. That pitcher never walked anybody, and the damn bullpen was good. And then, so it doesn't make sense. Tommy Morrison was a banger. Had one of the biggest left hooks. When you say left hook, you talk about
He had
Frazier,
some
Cooney,
exciting
Corson.
fights, man. He had
He
some
didn't have the chin.
exciting fights.
He didn't have the stamina.
No.
Go in there and blast.
Yeah.
If you were if you were
And his corner
Zhang's-
wasn't good throwing in the towel when he was
No,
hurt.
against Mercer.
Against
Oh,
Mercer,
my
they let that
gosh.
man take about
and
20
Razor,
extra
not
shots.
Razor Reddick, Lennox.
Lennox Lewis, yeah,
Oh,
he
my
took
God.
throw in the
I don't
towel, he's
remember that
done.
fight.
If he had Breland
Prelim would have threw it in.
before the damn
Second.
punch would have kept. Now, if you were Zhang's people, what do you say?
Jump on him. His chin is
So you're saying do a Hagler Hearns?
Yeah, go at it. Two old guys, whoever catches who
Hagler
first.
Hearns was an amateur fight. I mean, that was.
They
that was
weren't
not-
not. They
that was
weren't
amateur.
swinging
That was
wildly. They weren't
amateur.
swinging.
They were
wildly.
going at
They
it.
went at it.
That was
there
mano
was
a
nothing
mano.
professional about
That was one of the greatest
I
matches
see that
ever.
golden glove.
When
every year.
I hear amateurish, I'm thinking they just
This
Yeah,
got
that was it.
slugging.
throwing in and
Did
all
they
that.
do that? Did they do it once?
No.
No, they
that
didn't.
was boo.
Did they feel each other out in the first round? That's professional.
They felt each other's punches. They were just going bam,
feel
bam,
each other
bam.
out.
I see
No,
that.
they
I
went
see
for the
that-
door.
I
Bam,
see that in
bam.
every Golden Glove fight.
And in that era, yeah. No, I'm kidding. Okay, now, if you're Zhang's people, what do you say? If you're Zhang's team, what the hell are you eating?
I can't speak
Peanuts.
Chinese.
Peanuts.
It was crazy.
What would you what would you tell if you couldn't speak Chinese? What would you tell Zhang's people? I'm with Luther. Go in there and get it the hell out of here.
I would say
You don't
hey,
get paid per round.
I would say, hey, listen, this is a good name to have on your resume. He fought a lot of bums. Now he's stepped up in competition in this era. Go ahead,
This
knock him
era.
out, knock him through. I would say my goal is to knock him through the ropes and out of the ring.
Right. And if either one of them does that, next
back in
fight,
there.
they're back in the
Back in,
mix.
back
Only
in.
And I'm
one
talking
can
about
do it. Only one can do it.
Yeah,
No,
no,
both
both
can
of
do
them
it.
can do it. Wilder can't do it.
No, well, not in this era.
Oh, okay, Jim, just stop talking this era stuff.
Okay, we're gonna define that. We're gonna have a thing on that real quick. Adrian Broner, who I've said, I thought he might be the most.
Overrated. When you
He
see
might be the
overrated, you
most.
see a picture of AB.
Yeah, his career, yes. But when he first came up,
Yeah.
I said he's going to
never
be
saw it.
big ass time.
I always thought he was a fake Floyd.
Yeah,
It's
I'm talking about
proven.
physically. I'm not talking about mental.
I never thought he was all that great
Oh,
either.
I did. He just
You
didn't
know,
put it together.
he
He's
was
fighting Blair,
lazy.
the Flair, Cobbs, who got.
Listen, the press conference will be better than the fight because both these guys can talk it. They'll be going at it. Blair Cobb, he thinks he's
One of the DeBarge
One of the bars, but no.
You didn't think
Blair-
I knew about the Barge family, did
No,
you?
he thinks he's Ric Flair out there. I mean, he the woo and all that stuff. And AB, we know he
Being
can
like
talk it.
Kellerman trying to
But
show what the
I
hell he
think
knows.
Blair Cobbs can get him. AB is completely
Well, he's
washed.
younger, he might be quick,
He's
yeah,
younger.
yeah, yeah.
He has more power, and we don't know what AB. You know, I saw
He
him. It
might
looked
not
like his
fight.
belly was hanging out a bit wide like Jim's. I don't know whose belly's bigger now, Jim or AB's. But I'm going with Blair Cobb. I can't put any trust in AB.
Oh, I remember
He was
Blair
just
Cobb.
talking
Blair
about
Cobb talks out.
Bum
Yeah,
Gardner
he should be
and
good
everything
promotion.
else. He's not focused. Got into
Yeah,
it with
she
Bill
had nothing to
Haney.
do with it.
Yeah, and he just starts naming names. He's the type of guy that you can't put any trust behind. I got Blair Cobbs beating him. Not very good fighter, but he could beat an AB at this point.
Okay, smoking.
Might be Luther's first win in a long time. I got,
Please.
wow. Whew. I
He
tell
doesn't have
you
much
what,
of a chin though, Cobb.
Blair Cobb's pretty good.
one
It's going to
guy
be a
caught
tough
him.
one. I'll go with AB.
Because of this era with Broner. You know what?
Jim has no
I'm
idea
giving up
what
on
era is.
Broner. I
Thank
almost
you.
gave up on
Yes,
Big Baby Miller.
yes.
Almost. I don't want to give Luther the satisfaction. Big
AB's
Baby's
done.
going to win that next fight against Ruiz. I'm going to give up on Broner and say
AB's
Cobb's
done,
going to get
man.
it.
He's too
Okay,
busy.
when we come back, pound for pound, if my boy has his notes. So come on back to the Boxing Authorities. Welcome back to the Boxing Authorities. Pound for pound, Luther.
All right, my pound for pound. Before I do this, I have to give some my parameters. If you tested dirty for steroids, no. If you've used illegal gloves or ate some meat from
Mexico, another era,
or from another era, as Jim would say, you're not in here. But I'm just going by skills, not just your body of work, titles, all that. I'm going everything. So, number 10, one of my favorites, he's going to be the future of boxing. One of the guys, David Morrell Jr., all the skills. He's moving up to 175.
We're going to go a little bit longer than the clock says.
Yeah, look for a highlight knockout. Number 9, Jerron Boots Enos from Philadelphia. Listen, he's about to take his next title. He finally got to 140. He may get a chance to fight Bud Crawford later in this one. Number 8, I got David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. He scared Canelo. Canelo has no shot. He does not want to fight him at all. He's running. It looks like the collision course will be David Benavidez and David Morrell. Number 7, Shakur Stevenson. Yes, he looked horrible in his last match. It was very boring, but he had a broken hand, and he still won just like Tank Davis did. Number 6, I got the green teeth monster. Better be have order. He's a monster out there, man. He's knocked everybody out. He's getting up there. He has a major fight with Bivol coming up, but I got him number 6. Number 5, I don't like putting heavyweights on my list, but Usyk has proved it at cruiserweight, and he's come up to heavyweight, and he's done his thing. I have to keep him up there. He's one of the greats, following Evander Holyfield. Number 4, I got Bivol. What he did to Canelo completely embarrassed him. Doesn't have a lot of power. Skilled boxer. I got him number 4. Number 3, Tank Davis. Very underrated. You saw what he did to Ryan Garcia. This guy knocks everybody out. Great skill. Listen, you only know one way that he can fight. But against Pitbull, he proved that he could fight off the back foot. He could fight with one hand. He could fight when he's hurt. And his jaw, I've never seen him hurt, and I've seen him hit flesh on the jaw.
Up.
Yeah, well, Pitbull, they'd have him back it up a little bit.
Okay.
Number 2, I got the monster Inoue. What he did to Schoolboy Fulton, the power, the speed, the accuracy. I got him number 2, man. I usually don't put these little flyweights or bantamweights on there, but he's that good. I have to put him up there. And number 1, hate to say it, it's Bud Crawford. What he did to Spence. I don't like the fact that he's fighting this Madrimov guy. He's got to get his resume up. He has all the skills, but his resume C-level.
But he did dominate a guy who some people thought was going to beat him.
Yeah, okay.
Dominated.
That's one.
I mean, dominated.
That's one. You can't compare yourself to greats unless you fought other great fighters.
True.
He's only fought Errol Spence, who's the only Hall of Famer on his career, and maybe Sean Porter. But I give him number 1.
Dominated Sean Porter, too.
He didn't dominate Sean. He didn't dominate Sean Porter, but he beat him.
Porter's dad said he did.
Yeah, his dad had money on the round. He was going to stop it and threw in the towel. But Bud Crawford's number 1, even though I hate to say it.
Those bets, what do they call those?
Prop bets.
Prop bets. Okay. Good list. Number 10. And I've been tough on him, but he beat a guy who I said was going to retire undefeated, who I had a ton of respect for mentally and physically, Devin Haney. I'm going to go Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, number 10. Number 9, David Benavidez. Okay?
Very low. Too low.
He's a little bit low, but I'm going to go with him. Shakur, number 8, even though the last fight, again, that dropped him for me a little bit. Bivol, in baseball, they call somebody a professional hitter. Means he doesn't swing at bad pitches, he only waits for good ones. Bivol is a professional fighter.
True.
He doesn't make mistakes. He's not a big, exciting guy or anything like that, but he beats you. He's not a boxer puncher. Limited power, but he wins. He's a professional. Number 6, Alexander Usyk. I'm going to put him 6, and he beat AJ twice. FA knocked him down. I'm going to sneak him in at 6. 5, and I dropped him. Jim always breaks my chops about it. I said how Fury and Wilder separated themselves. Now it's closer, without question. Both of them, they're getting older, and they beat the hell out of each other. It's closer, but I'm going to have Tyson Fury number 5, and I've had him my number 1 pound for pound. I had him number 2 in December of 23, but I have him number 5. Number 4, Tank Williams. I like Luther. He can fight different ways. Fought with one hand,
Names.
different names. Okay. 3, Inoue. I like him, the monster. But I really want to see how he does against a big time pressure opponent. Where did you have him?
In a way?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay, I have him 3. Beterbiev, Luther and I try to forget what Jim says. We thought the Beterbiev was maybe going on the other end of the hill. But he looked great his last fight.
He did.
20 wins, 20 knockouts, and
He has the clean boxer life. He's older.
he wants it.
But yeah.
He wants it. He's serious. Okay, and finally, Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford, I don't know if anybody's going to beat him in his division. He may retire undefeated too. I might be.
Well, listen. That's what I'm saying. His resume's not good.
He might be
so
undefeated.
he can't
One of my
go.
guys is going to be undefeated. I said him, Tank Williams, Devin Haney. Who else did I say?
Shakur, Boots Enos. You had
Boots
him on
Enos, and Vianello. No, I didn't say that. Okay, Jim, it's all you.
Okay.
Do you like my list?
I like your list.
I love.
I know I'm gonna hate this.
I
list.
love both of you guys'
Oh
lists.
God.
Yeah, you just cheated off
And this
mine.
list ain't bad either. Better Behave, number 10. Pitbull Cruz, number 9.
Pitbull.
Pitbull Cruz,
Wow.
number 9.
Please don't say.
Fundora, number 8.
Oh,
You know what? That's not a bad one to sneak in there.
he
Jim.
was
That ain't
losing
bad.
it. Oh my
Fundora,
God.
number 8. Number 7, my heavyweight. the Olympic- Torres, number 7.
He fought 2 fights.
I think that you have to put, you got to, in the top 6, you got to have a Bud Crawford at number 6.
6.
Yeah, you got to have him in the top 6. Don't you agree? He wouldn't even
We have
be
him
in the
one.
top
I have him number 1. You got him
That's top
6.
6. Ain't one in the top 6.
Go ahead, Jim. This is ridiculous.
Number 5, Anthony Cassius Clay Joshua.
Oh,
Number
my
4,
gosh.
Tyson Fury. Number 3, Tank Davis. Number 2, the Bruce Lee in a way. And number 1, pound for pound, second greatest fighter I've ever seen next to Sugar Ray Robinson, at least one of the top 5 pound for pounds of all time, Canelo.
Besides Torres and having Bud Low, that wasn't bad.
Ain't one bad.
That's better than usual.
Let me ask you this,
Pitbull.
No, he's not top
You
10.
just crowbarred Pitbull in
Where
there at
would you
number
put
9.
him? He ain't in
He's
your
not in the
list?
top
No,
10.
he's not my top
I am going to
15.
ask you.
Well, you-
Okay, now
you-
you mentioned
you need
Anthony
to-
Joshua.
Fundora, no.
You went to church
Two
yesterday. and
Two
you
fights
still
ago,
ain't-
he got dropped. And
Were you
didn't get
close
up
to
against
putting
Fundora.
Zoo or AJ in your top 10?
No.
Not even close?
No.
Okay. Were you close to putting Zoo in your top 10?
Very close.
I mean, he just lost his last fight to
Very
Fundora. I mean, he showed heart, but no, I can't put him in there. He's top 15.
Very close. Especially if
can't-
he'd have fought one-time Thurman, he'd have been in there.
I probably should have put Boots in there. What did you think about putting Boots in?
He hates Boots.
Yeah,
He
Boots.
hates Boots.
Boots is one of the most overrated fighters. Can't cut off the ring.
Oh, Jim.
Just a Philadelphia fighter that don't care about belts. They gave him a belt, so that moves you down in my list.
Because
I
Bud
would
wouldn't-
never accept a given. You ain't giving me no belt. I'm earning it in
He
the ring.
did earn it in the ring,
How?
but Bud Crawford
Did he
didn't
fight? Who'd he
negotiate.
fight? Who'd he fight? I missed it on
Everybody
But
on
you
his
make more
record.
money
It
when you
ain't
have
on-
a belt.
it
It
ain't-
wasn't
it
a
ain't
bad.
on
It was a
YouTube.
good business decision
Listen,
to accept that belt
listen,
because now
if
he's.
Bud
I'm
would
just
negotiated
saying,
with him, they could have fought.
Like
He didn't,
Roberto
so he got
Clemente
stripped.
say, for me, you can't give me nothing. I'm going to earn that belt.
If
So-
you step in the ring and beat everybody, and the guy who has the belt's not
Yeah,
negotiating, yes, he gets stripped.
yeah, that did same thing. How did it work out for Ken Norton?
I was going to say.
when they
Ken.
gave Ken Norton.
But he's a
that
champ.
belt?
They call him champ.
Yeah, they sure.
And he
did.
made a few more bucks
Yeah,
because
they
of
did.
it.
Exactly.
And never won it in the
You
ring.
never deny a belt.
No.
You know, if you can't get in the ring, get it
I'm
somewhere.
just
You'll
saying,
have to
for
defend
me,
it.
I'm gonna earn it. I'm gonna earn it.
Hey, if you get in the ring, you earn it. To me,
He's
going to
got
fight.
no-
He's about to fight. He's about to fight.
Did he
Crawley.
beat somebody for that belt?
He beat everybody on his record.
Did he beat somebody for the belt?
He beat everyone on the record.
So that's
He
enough.
busted people in the head like he busted that chair. All right, as always, we hope you enjoy our show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Boxing Authorities.